ka Subcommittee ka Balathau na ka Provisional Town Vending Committee PTVC ban yet banya na ka benta ka jingya kam badon ki hawkers ki badai hak penban kim yo ya ki Certificate of Vending CoV kala penlong ka jingya lang ban sngap ya ki jingkam ha ka R4R taregunailar araja arpsan halum Shillong building. Kibanta try kam ka Subcommittee ka long ban pej benya na kibla yo ya ka CoV kidai bandan ya ki epek bat kidai ru kibla try kam duna ya ka henru banai bat dei ru bandan ki jing pensisa ya ki hawkers ki bade ya ki marbam kidai bandan ya ka FSSAI license bat medical certificate na ki doctor bat ki jaka bahap ha ka 6 schedule ki barjala kidai ban yo ya ka trading license habakran sigilat pathai khobor uba shin thaba u General Secretary ka Meghalaya Greater Shillong Progressive Hawkers and Street Vendors Association bat ka kong Angela Rangat ka nong ai but jang ka association kila ong bakarukom ai Certificate of Vending shaki hawkers ka long ka Thurmur hadu kata kila ong banaka Thup baningkong badan ars pa saw pukundai ngut kimi tam hadu prapo ngut kata lais pa ar pukundai ngut bat kani kawan ra jingkeli na kimi tam Shu kini kinong yalam kila keno baka Shillong Municipal Board ka phone ban ai Certificate of Vending shaki priyo ki bam day hawk ban yo
ngan batai phi sai sisien kani ka committee ka basang hanem kala le thok biang ye ki pai ba sa sisien namar kani ka committee ban song biang ro kadai lingba jong ka seng jongi bangia kanto ya ki ba kita ki list kim pat biang lon namar ha ka por ba ki penrong sapo ro ye ki nong di manang yong penbiang sa ka list Hari ki klem penbiang ki penrong jubor justi la shule beda kabor ban pengen sapo andre gitu ki bampat dep ro kirangnya pensa tengi ongi lada pi pin push ya ki nong di manan matalada mendan shu habar te mano ban pensisa ki ba ki dei ne kim dei ta ki nong di manan te ba pliki ki awan ba hakini ki sngi ro kia protes bagi song protes ante ye song dharna nomor baki mi orang sapo hari ngi la pha na kapor ngi la pha kita ki thi ba ki dei ban penbiang kales ba dia gitu ki bam pat yo ya ka CoV ki baladap survey ki dei ban ai ya gitu ki bam pat le survey ru ya ban le bang ta ka survey da anda ngi la pha kita ki thi ngi la dap penbiang lot ta ki list jong kita ki nong di madan ki bam pat yo ngi la yo lum ngi la ai bat ki ru ki la dap penmi ru kadai arspa sau pu khandai ndai ka balong longo yang i bagata kelis ka beki ai yang i ngi dapet ngi pen match ya kata ka khat sau spa ba de kani kelis ka ai maki kaya fair shabneng shakhando bon ki bamdan haga khat sau spa na ei ki mi kita ki kerteng ar spa sau khandai ki ai ngi handrai ladangi mentak ki pat bingi wan yang lain ne bangi yo i kini ki bru baki yang lain marung sapo kalami hado lai spa ar khandai takamur kila support kila support bat kila su penkelumar jeng buat opat ba ke bam la ban priang baka kala pau shai ro ba kam dan kata ka jing tre kam ka ba khoj ka ba shai namar nga ngalap mane ngong ba kumno kan ki breu jongka sarkar na na po municipal ba kin shia phone special ya kita ki breu banwan hangni kam la ban long kadai bandan da kalis kidai ban pensisa baki kot kisla kila debu rengkat ba kidai ban tip baki dai hato kidai ne am kita kinong di manan nadu meno basong na takada hagani ka subcommittee ro haga por baki ha ya taki kerteng ban song artli ka kanhon kadan tai ha ko bibi ko we kadai ka jongi Meghalaya Shillong Progressive Hawkers and Street Vendors Association bat ka Shillong roadside hanrei kiapan iwei tengingi ong ba kani kadai ka kam ka bakhia ba ka kam im ka biap ka kam ka bakhia ba nakaliang jong ka association at least da kum nor de bandan ar laingut namar mangingi tip ba kita kinong di manan bangi man kasni hangtai ha khandai lat bangi i to idei ne imdei te hanrei ngila pha ka sithi bat menta kasni ngawan ban song namar ba khamyo ban reply ka sithi ru kim sha ra te kabam la ban long bat katuka ba shu phone ro ni te dalai ro kabam la bi ban pediang bagane kala pau sai kedar ba ki sule kat bamon ki ya la ye ki balaya kran naka haka PTVC ro bade ki sithi ki bala de pharo bat ki bala de pha hi maki bakila pelat pat ba ro anrei mentapat kala mi tam do sispa dunai
atau kini jibril ki bami tam hang ni atau pi itu ithau ki dei ba shongmanan ne kim dei
ngam itu ra kiba ngat ha to ka khat saus pa ka to ka survey ka baning kong kiba survey baro koi ka Shillong itu onre daras ki bawan nakaliang jong ka association ka jong ngiro ngia yang ya kli namar bangi mitho taki batai ki omba ngiro bangi kwa ban shong di madan tangi lego application tan nakaliang jong ka municipal ki kuningi ki ong wan mi kabaning kong nakatu ka arspa sau khandai ka les ka baki ila penmi pa ba ki khot chane bakin wan na pedeng jong katu ka les ro nilai I lupa ki kenrum kenram bakim dei ki nong dia madan te hang nilai la tam shu dang don ki member ki bangi tarwa bangi ne shonglang bangi ya penbet kita ki kam ki jam hapo khnang ba kan long ka ba shai ka ba khot ro kim ya sha ta ngi pat bangi tip ka ka jing trai kam hapo an rei dang mentan kan dia por nyu I kata ka les ro bangi da pet kata ka les balai ka slam ngani ngani ngi da pet kata ka les ka baki ai bat ka les ka bagi sei man ta kasngi kaya pher shabnang sha khandau bat ha ka por ba ningkong baki ya hadin ka ni ka balai ka institute survey ha ka por baki ai ka CoV ro ngiro ngia tho sithi bat ngia shimmen talang ha ni ka jing ya pet yakini ki kot kisla ha to ki biang ne am ha ka por bangi don lang mangi ka yat bet rei mentas ngi pat bangi la pet am baki ya khotang arngut na pedeng jong ki artli association marwai te nga pet ka kalong klumar palat naman nga tharai tang maroi makiru kinum ithu lot ya noi no ta kadang gi ong naka wei ka area da kumno ro ar laingut de bandan lang khnang ba nia ithu lang ki kanram jong ka sengle jong ka ni ka Rukom ai license le ang ngan batai ngai ki kim biang naru ningkong ha ka por baki ai license ha ka sautarik bat santarik ubanai jun ars ngi shong tengi ngipet bah kami ka kenrum kenram ka Rukom ai license bakam biang ra namar kidon ki license ki ba pan I bapin hab renew ndrubnai kidon ki license ki bangi pet ki ba yo ki don ki ban hab renew hadu ar hajar ar kupra kidon ki ba sisnem te ngibu jingkli ya kataro ba hadu mentar ngimpat yo jubab te ngingi ong ba lada kam longkhoi kata ka jing ya ai license ni nginnum yashim benta hakaban ya ai license lang kabha ba pensange ya kani ka Rukom ai license ka bang khoi dei ban shong biang kata ka PTVC meeting bakin ya rai bakin ya penbet da kum hakan ka Rukom penbet hanrai hak kitu gisni arsni bangila ya shong ngi ho kila ya ai ki taki CoV kala don kumba ars pa dunai tengi ong pensange hanrai kini sekim pensange re na santarik ter shakmat kila shu ai bet ngi da pet menta kami kerum keram ta kadau sen ba phim la ban pen bet nado bas dang hi ba phim ya mir jingmut phim ya trai kam lang baki nong di madan hi em kan nom bet lano ro ba kam namar nado kasngi ningkong ha por ba ngila job ya ka case ro por bale ke institute survey ngi ong to ngir ngi ya don lang namar ngi para nong di madan ngi ya lang ngi ithu ini idei na ami tai nong di madan nado mono ila shong te baro shikata ngingi la ya corporate lang ta balai hakini ki balong kim ka por ba yo I ka kunrum kanram kim sha bani shim manta lang ngi manta ngi bu jingkili ba ki haban ajuba ngi le na ka seng habang yo I bakam biang kanong rem jungi le ka ba ngi le ngi shai ba kanong rem jungi bani khun halor ka hop bat haka do kani ka clip maru ba ai license ngi ong ki badai hop man yo tapi dei ban ai bet lada kim yak bet kat kum kayu ngi tengin hap ban ya ban ye lek yang shariru le ngi hap bet ban lek ni hap ban ya khun bet.
Today the subcommittee which was formed by the PTVC has convened to look at the claims and objections of those hawkers who actually rightfully should be given CoVs but who have not got, but they'll also examine those who have got who actually are fraudulent and who shouldn't get. And just to remind that this subcommittee hearing today was necessitated because from our association we know for a fact that so many who are genuine are still left out, which was why we said that do not yet relocate, because it is not fair to relocate half and leave half. It's now more than 2 months that those who were wrongfully denied have not been able to vend. Who will take the responsibility for this? But the sad part is that the subcommittee was notified also after we kept pressurizing, and rather than writing to the organizations, telling the organizations to send members, because it's a very serious subcommittee to examine claims and objections, they themselves, the chairperson, nominated people. So at one level it's also an illegal subcommittee, because from the side of the Hawkers Association, There are only 2 members, one from the roadside hawkers, the president, and a president from the Meghalaya and Greater Shillong Progressive Hawkers Union. And the rest are all government functionaries. Now, you are sitting there to examine claims and objections of hawkers. It would have been correct to have at least 3 representatives from both the associations, because you need to be able to identify people. Are they genuine? Do you know them on the street? Especially because they have not been allowed anymore to sit, so you can't even go back and do an in situ checking. Now there are only 2 of them, which opens up a lot of questions. The responsibility you're putting only on 2 people. What if they are unable to identify? What if there are also considerations where you leave it on just a single person to say, yes, I know this person, or no, I do not know this person. So there can obviously be errors, there can be prejudicial judgments, and it will hamper the process. But more serious, we have given a letter indicating that we want to send 3 members. Members were ready to come, but they prevented us from going in there. And now we realize why. Because when finally this claims and objections hearing was notified, it was notified, formally notified on the 11th of August. The list was also published in Highland Post and Nongsan Hima of people who ought to be coming here to make their claims and objections. Funnily enough, that list was published on 14th of August, which means it came out in newspapers on the 15th. Independence Day, everything was shut. It was very difficult to access the newspapers. So you cannot even, they have to be faulted on the fact that everybody may not know. They can't just leave the responsibility on the associations. Now, I'll tell you, this is an official list which was also sent to us on the Town Vending Committee WhatsApp. This list has 249 names. And we have done our due diligence, checking this list across, comparing it with the 1400 list, the 760 list, the 407 lists which have come out specifically for Khandailat. Then we come here today and we find that the list which is being used is a list containing 329 names. Now you tell me who have put in those names. And isn't this a fraud? You are circulating to official Provisional Town Vending Committee members a list. You have published that list in the public domain through these 2 newspapers. But you're going by another list here. So there's a big question mark of who is perpetuating this fraud. And when we're standing here with everybody, among themselves, hawkers know each other. They can identify that there are people who actually are not hawkers, who have never been seen in the market. They're standing in line trying to get a CoV. Now it is very serious what is happening, because there is a holding capacity. Now that capacity of what they have made also there in this Muda complex, it is overpacked. It has gone beyond the plan which was approved by the PTVC also. Now there's so many more whose names have appeared for the claims and objections. Where are you going to accommodate those people? And there continues to be problems of people who have got COVs, who are shop owners. We know that some leaders of a particular hawker association, the entire family members have got. So this is an unfair process. And the other thing is that the municipal is picking and choosing already people. They're making personal calls to some people to come here to appear. Again, the question is why? Who are these people? Many of them have not even been captured in the 1400 survey or the resurvey, the quick resurvey which we did. So it puts the whole exercise into question, and it is really unfair, because if it's such a small stretch of road for Khandailat, you're unable to have a fair, transparent process that will ensure that the genuine people get their due. What are you going to do when you're going to try and do other areas, which they are threatening to do now, despite the fact that the claims and objections for those areas have not even happened. So now we have to apprise the government, apprise the PTVC, apprise all the authorities about this fraud being perpetuated. And they have to reply. They have to reply to us, they have to reply to the public. Because it's so blatant that you do whatever you want. They have suddenly seen an avenue where through the licensing process, perhaps they want to indulge in certain exigencies, which they are doing. And from the very beginning, it has been such a long fought battle for the hawkers to get the law. They want it to be implemented properly. And now suddenly, it is not just inefficiency. It is not just clerical errors and bureaucratic inefficiency. It is deliberate that they are purposely derailing a process that should have been smooth and easy, and if they went as per law.
Habatin, page bahagi kishap, kashap plus F.
Ka plus F?
Hakabam bangibam dunaki eki bataya kamet. Namar kata habathiru atau khau kamlu ka umpnyang kadut page ya kashap plus F hakajing som. Yaki nutrient kumki vitamin bat ka ayan la icon diat bat ka bathau bha kam kta ika dur jingki marbam ka jing mat lani ka rukom shed yaki balehi banai kita kadon ka we ka jing mentoy ba kongsan ka kot ka khia ka nutrition ba khambha ka jing im ba khambha pendon kam daki marbam madon ka sharp plus F menta ka sni
Lawan Ra Shafi Lingba ko office jong Commissionerate of Food Safety Meghalaya